We had another account takeover on the latest stream, and as soon as I logged into the dude's account, I noticed he actually has a monster account, but he was missing tons and tons of progression. So in this video, we're gonna concentrate on Phantom Shogun and how you could be farming it with ease, as long as you have progressed nicely into the game at least a little. I hope you find the video helpful, and if you do, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, and do check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday, where we always do at least a couple of free account takeovers for my viewers. So if you want to book yourself a free session like that, check out the Calendly link in the description. And don't forget, if you want to support the stream for free, you can start Raid the right way with tons of amazing champions right out the bat, and get yourself the newly buffed Norma, as well as these 3 amazing epics as soon as you start playing. And you're also gonna have 48 hours to use one of the amazing promo code champions, but I definitely advise you to consider Desert Queen, so you can get yourself the Void Legendary Tahana Rock. But now, let's get into the video. So yeah, Phantom Shogun definitely is a little bit daunting when you first encounter him, because it does have the not so popular Enfeeble debuff, which honestly when I first started off I didn't really know what it was doing, but it basically makes you weak hit. Not only that, but it also increases the ticker of Phantom Shogun. That is his unique little mechanic he has, this thing right here, and the more this number climbs, the bigger the threat Phantom Shogun poses. Here's what it says: the shade counter is activated at the start of the battle. Whenever an enemy lands a weak hit on Akamuri, I was today years old when I learned his name, increases the shade counter by 2 on stages 1 to 10, by 4 on stages 11 to 20, and by 6 on stages 21 to 25. Whenever Akamuri lands a critical hit, increases the shade counter by 5. Whenever an Enfeeble debuff is removed or transferred from an enemy, or when its duration is fully decreased by an enemy champion, increase the shade counter by 2. Increases Akamuri's crit rate by 1% and crit damage by 2% for each shade counter stack. I think this thing stacked all the way up to 50, so on 50 it basically almost guarantees a crit rate. It's gonna be 65% crit rate at that point, and also that's gonna be 100 extra percent crit damage, so you can be expecting quite the big smack. Whenever the shade counter reaches 20, Akamuri will not receive damage from poison debuffs. Whenever the shade counter reaches 30, Akamuri will also not receive damage from HP burn debuff and smite debuffs. And whenever the shade counter reaches 40, Akamuri will also not receive damage from skills or masteries that scale based on Akamuri's max HP. Okay, that's actually kind of fucky. Not gonna lie, I did not notice last part about the max HP, but I did notice it a few times that he was not taking damage when I thought he was supposed to die. Anyway, if the shade counter reaches 50, all of Akamuri's attacks will ignore 100% of the target's defense. Whenever an awakened champion uses a skill against Akamuri, decreases the shade counter. So here's the interesting part: the better champions you bring, aka the more blessings they have, the better you will be against Akamuri, because this shade counter can be manipulated and dropped down. The shade counter is decreased according to the awakening level of the champions who uses a skill: 5 stacks for level 5 and 6 stacks for level 6. So if you have yourself 5-star awakened champions, you would be dropping this counter by 5 each time you slap him. So if you have something like a multi-attacker, like let's say a Newt, you could be reducing this thing by 15 if you're a good affinity and if you're also having 5-star awakened. The maximum number of stacks on the shade counter is 10 on stages 1 to 4, 20 on stages 5 to 8, 30 on 9 to 12, 40 on stages 13 to 16, and 50 on stages 17 to 25. So basically the last part's about ignoring defense, and max HP shenanigans only start applying to stages 17 and above. But yeah, basically what's important here is to be bringing yourself some good cleansing champions, because once the Enfeeble debuff happens on your highest crit damage champion, the turn after, Akamuri will spread that Enfeeble on everybody. Notice how Akamuri now landed the Enfeeble on my Marius, because I haven't really optimized my team, not gonna lie, but you are gonna see how we managed to cheese it against the opponents on the account takeover. Basically, you could actually bait out Akamuri with a high crit damage support champion, and that way you're not gonna be getting that spread debuffs on everybody else, which is pretty awesome. As you see, I still have a pretty efficient team here. It could be even better if we gotta be honest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of deal. Anyway, here's the first attack that Akamuri uses as soon as the battle starts. Attacks the enemy with the highest crit damage. Will prioritize attacking enemies not under a stone skin buff. Before attacking, places a block passive skills debuff on all enemies for 3 turns. This debuff cannot be removed, resisted, or blocked. After attacking, place an Enfeeble debuff on the target enemy for 3 turns. This debuff cannot be removed, resisted, or blocked. This is very important because you can't really cleanse this thing, and also bringing Stone Skin on a single champion with the highest crit damage also ain't gonna work. So if you're gonna be doing for a Stone Skin tactic, I think you need to bring like everybody in Stone Skin, or at least all of your nukers need to be in Stone Skin. It's not as important on your supports, I guess. If both your nukers are in Stone Skin, they are gonna be safe at least for the first Forest of Spears. After Akamuri uses this skill, the next time he should be using the attack one enemy will prioritize attacking enemies under an enfeeble debuff. After attacking, removes all buffs from all enemies except the initial target. Then applies a debuff spread effect, taking an enfeeble debuff from the initial target and placing it on all enemies. Also placed a 60% decreased defense buff for 2 turns on all enemies that had an enfeeble debuff placed on them. Finally, if there are no enemies under enfeeble debuff, at the end of this attack places an enfeeble debuff on the enemy with the highest crit damage for 3 turns. Again, this cannot be resisted. So what happens is, on the first turn, your highest crit damage target gets the enfeeble, and on the second turn, that enfeeble debuff gets spread. But this time, this debuff actually can get cleansed from everybody else. So that is why it's so important to give the highest crit damage to a non-impactful, not nuker champion, like let's say Mefrala, so she can take the enfeeble debuff, and after the debuff gets spread, Mefrala could just cleanse everybody, and you can just nuke down the opponent. The other skill that Akamuri has is attack one enemy, will prioritize attacking enemies under an enfeeble debuff, then attacks all other enemies under an enfeeble debuff. Each hit fills Akamuri's turn meter by 20%. It's worth noting that the boss is immune to all sorts of shenanigans like stun freeze, sleep, provoke, you know, all of the usual stuff, but most of the classic debuffs can still land on him, so you still should be treating him as a normal boss for the most part. Before I show you the gameplay from the account takeover, we can head on down to Raid Stages tool so we can actually see what kind of stats you should be looking for when fighting this dungeon boss. We got a Phantom Shogun, and it's always normal. And here, let's say the hardest stage would be stage 25. And what does Akamuri have here? He has 400 resistance, meaning you need 425 to reliably land your debuffs. And also, if you needed the resist stuff from Akamuri, you will need 555 resistance, but as you guys saw, you can't really be resisting the enfeeble anyway, so I'd say you don't really care too much about resistance here. The boss is hella fast, 350 ain't no joke, like you literally are in arena territory at this point for most people at least. So usually Akamuri is always gonna be the one starting first, but that's not that big a deal because he's always gonna start when enfeebling the highest crit damage champion, so that's not that big a deal. One last thing before we show the gameplay from the account takeover, it's worth noting that the reason why Phantom Shogun is so important to farm is because it's gonna be giving you extracts with which you could be ascending your accessories. Getting yourself 12 extra crit damage on your amulet is absolutely crucial for your nukers, and also getting yourself extra accuracy or resistance out of your banner ain't no joke either. And the most important thing you could be farming out of this would also be the chaos powder, with which you could be re-rolling your ascensions, again, especially on your amulets. Not only that, but that's also gonna allow you to farm things like gear ascension tournaments with ease, and get yourself some premium stuff like prism shards, with which you're guaranteed to get yourself at least an epic champion, which is not the worst thing in the world, I can tell you that much. Here you can see how important extracts are for some people, like this guy literally is farming his little ass off, and I can tell you he's not doing it just for the sake of getting these stupid rewards, he is doing it just because he needs tons and tons of extracts to actually optimize his champions on their accessories. Also, it's worth noting here that Phantom Shogun actually gives you a little bit extra points on these types of tournaments, so it's actually even more efficient to farm this instead of Sand Devil if all you want to is farm out the tournament. You can definitely check out my Sand Devil guide as well if you want to see how you can be farming that one with ease on stage 25 with 3 food champions, and I'll also be doing an updated guide about it really soon, again for this account because he was also missing a lot of progression on his Sand Devil as well. But now let's check out the account takeover. Hope you enjoy. What about Shogun? For Shogun, I'm a little bit rusty on my Shogun, not gonna lie. I'm a little bit rusty on Shogun, but I mean with Secret this should be super easy, man. His crit damage is pretty low. From what I know, Empress solo Secret. Honestly, I just put a couple of cleansers in here and call it a play. Maybe a Mefrala even, just to be on the safe side. Where'd that Mefrala at? I don't see her Mefrala, so there she is. Empress doesn't have as much crit damage, so your target would be Secret, which is probably not ideal. There's a funny little thing you could be doing on Shogun, by the way. You could actually build one of your supports with super high crit damage. For instance, Mefrala. I'm pretty sure you're not using Mefrala in many places. What you could do is just literally build her in high crit damage and not care about her at all. So let me try and just do that. This way she's gonna be the magnet for the Shogun debuff, the enfeeble debuff. And it's literally just high crit damage what we care about. The rest of her, whatever ascends into crit damage, we can use that. There you go. Okay, how much crit damage is that? 235. We still need a little bit more. I doubt you're using this guy. Okay, how much was Secret? 250. Mefrala 255. I think this should work. No, I think she's too fast for this. I think this ought to do it. Now notice the enfeeble debuff is not gonna land on Secret. There you go. Mefrala took it, and your damage dealers can keep on butt fucking. I should have probably, honestly, with this strategy, we can just add Lydia in here for drop defense and weaken, and your guys are gonna be cutting through butter. Okay, now would have been nice if, Okay. Information has been gathered. Until the speeds sync up, I need to visualize what's happening. But yeah, Mefrala could have just gone with A2 first, A3 second, and she would have cleansed everything, I think. Instead of Donnie, I think I'm gonna add Lydia, if I can find her. Am I blind? Lydia! What? Where is she? If anybody sees her, do let me know. You have Lydia, right? 1-star blessing? That helps. So if my calculations are correct, she should be here. There she is. Okay. Also, I don't think Empress does much here. Let's just put Newt. He got a couple of stars. He doesn't have as much crit damage, right? Yup, perfect. Okay, this should be perfect now. Boom. Sheesh. Smash. That was clean. Not just a hat track, my friend. And also, Secret. Easy. I think this should take you all the way to 25. Don't get it twisted though, it's this is not working because we have Mythicals and Newts. This works because we basically reverse engineered what's gonna happen in the battle. What's important here is for your damage dealer not to get the Enfeeble debuff, so that is why we made Mefrala into a Enfeeble magnet. And as soon as the boss spreads the Enfeeble, we have a cleanser ready for whatever. But in this case, we just deal the damage way too fast. And boom goes the dynamite. Oh, sure, man. Secret is definitely, maybe even the #1 champion I kinda wish I had on my account. Secret, Galathir, nice. Camidus, all of that bullshit. But yeah, man, you definitely have the champions to complete right about everything in the game. You just gotta watch videos and learn what you need to do in each piece of content, because you have been setting yourself back for a very long time, honestly. Okay, right now, here things are going a little bit fucky. Okay, they unfucked themselves. Mefrala did the cleanse on time, so no more enfeeble crap. Here it's also important to have high blessings on some champions, or this sticker is gonna go high and it could ruin a run, but I think with the champions, the way we set them up, this should be easy down for you. Literally. Your Secret is faster than your frickin' Lydia, by the way. Definitely need to fix that if you want this to be optimal. Sheesh. Okay, right now the cleanser should be coming in. And there she goes. You'll love to see her go. Would be best if we make Lydia slightly faster so she can do the thing before... What's his face? How fast is he? 239. 226. Lydia is illegally slow. Lydia needs to be a lot faster than this. You could build her in 9-piece protection or feral if you have that on your account. You actually do. I'm literally gonna do that for you right now. Like, it doesn't even need to be a good build. She just needs to be in a 9-piece protection. That's gonna skyrocket your damage and things like Hydra and Chimera. Nothing but speed. I mean, let's start with the boot. After that, nothing but speed. Are you using any of these? Whichever one ascends into speed is gonna be the best boot for you. Sadly, none of them did. You already have a boot on Titus. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna grab any old boot here. This one is probably not worth your time. No speed though. That you're using this girl. Come on, man, not a single speed. These are 5-star now, so fuck that. I'm just gonna grab this one. And from here on out, nothing but a speed thing. Out of protection. Let's remove the equipped. See if we can put some stuff that is not currently used. This one's good. Fine. Double roll, can't say no to that. For the other 2 items, we need HP and defense preferably. This one's fine. I guess accuracy chesticle can also work. There you go. 284 without even trying. And that's really it. And now this is really gonna skyrocket your damage. Lydia does give a couple of great buffs, so that's plus 10% damage straight out the get-go. We could have also built her in Feral, don't get me wrong. Feral technically could give you even more. Oh shit, her accuracy is low. We're gonna have to fix that, but it's gonna be fine for this run anyway. Just could have made it slightly faster. Okay, cleanse me sideways. This could get a bit better speed tuned, by the way, but it's really not worth the time. It's gonna save a few seconds here and there, basically Secret not attacking into a enfeeble debuff, but it's gonna work just as fine like this. Yeah, her accuracy is balls low. Don't remember how much accuracy we needed on this, on 25, probably about 500 in it. .425 accuracy needed. Ooh, she's not even close. Let's just give her a bell for now. You don't have a Raven on the account, so actually we don't know that. A Raven would be massive for the account, for Chimera mainly. I don't see a Raven though. Well, I'm just gonna grab a bell. That you're using this guy much. No accuracy here. God damn it, I should have built her with accuracy while looking at things. I could just put Mifrala in the lead. That's gonna give you a lot of accuracy for the time being. That's a pretty amazing piece. I'm not sure if you're using him though. You have plenty of glyphs, so let's just use them, put them to good use. Not gonna be using the max ones though. Perfect. This could have accuracy at the end. Doesn't. Not a speck of accuracy on the banner. That's a damn shame. Amulet. Matter does this. This one could ascend into a little. Doesn't. Technically, we could just put Mifrala in the lead and call it a day. Let's try like this. Maybe it's gonna be better. Now you are covered in the accuracy department for sure. There we go. Would be a lot cooler if Mifrala is slightly faster so that Secret does not put an attack in with the Enfeebled on him. Oh shit, we are very, very close to getting fucked here. We are getting fucked here, aren't we? Okay. I really need to make Mifrala slightly faster because this was too close for comfort. How fast does Mifrala need to be? 209, 239. So 240 gets us there. Oh my goodness. Come on, game. Oh, come on, game. There you go. Maxin. Gotta be careful with the speed. I literally need one more speed and we're there. A couple of more speed, I guess. Okay, I think this should be perfect now. 241, 239. Okay. Think like this should be running smooth now. Norlthorn? No idea. I'm just brute forcing it, I'm not. God damn it again, he took the turn before her. Okay, this one has a lot more speed on it. Let me just test it like this, probably works. Honestly, instead of Secret, this is probably gonna work even better with a reset champion for Newt, because Newt is literally the damage dealer here, not Secret. Did the cleanse happen here? I think it did, but didn't pay attention. Oh, fuck. That's not good. We might be a tad slower here. Fuck. Should have saved the cleanse. Yeah, thought so. Okay. Oh shit, this is not even maxed. And this one out of tank. Have you passed your max glyphs mission yet, man? Because I shouldn't be using the 5-star glyphs if you haven't, but you have way too many of them for you not to have passed it already. Those crits. That was a second crit. 2 crits in a row and she lives. If we give her an elixir... Oh shit. Well... That ain't looking too hot. I think I should... Or Mifrala problems. Oh my goodness. This guy is getting his stacks way too quick. Instead of Elva, maybe we can use this grill. She does remove, same as Elva does, increase defense. I doubt you need that too much on her. Elva does bring the increased speed though, I don't know about that. Where'd it go? Elva, come here, girl. What did Gnarlhorn do again? Well, we don't have it, so it doesn't matter. Let me try on manual here and see if we can do some. We do have increased speed as is. Is Nude even booked? Didn't need to do that, but oh shit. Fuck. Okay. Should be. Okay, we're at the final stage. Let me see if I can manual it, and after that see if we can auto it. Boom. Okay. It done. It done. So, first thing Mefrala wants to do is this. I said this. Then this. So how to do it. That's not what I told him to do. Could have swore that was supposed to be the first thing he does. Wouldn't hurt if Mefrala was a little bit tankier, because right now, if this guy triple crits her, I think she dies. If we have a reset champion on the account, technically Secret could be just a reset for Newt, because Newt does deal more damage, it seems. Let's see if the cleanse is set up properly here. There you go. There you go. What? What happened there? He took 0 damage. Was there some 0 damage shenanigans with the big stacks? Turn off Lydia Zayfree for safety? I guess that would be an extra proc. You're not wrong. Well, think we did it auto for you, man. All in a day's work, Sand Devil 25 and Phantom Shogun 25 in under 1 hour. Who does this, guys? Who does this? Not bad. Definitely unlock some fat stacks of potential for you over here. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Phantom Shogun account takeover, and do let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Don't forget you can check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday for free account takeovers like this one, and I'll do my best to help you progress in the game even more. And if you want to support the stream for free, download the game from my premium download link and start rate the right way. Thanks for watching. I'm Crystal5, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.